Right now, Lexington is pausing community relief assistance for the people and families affected by the closure of the Tyson beef plant. The woman they're searching for, 26-year-old Hannah Neville, who they say was last seen near Lincoln tonight. Now to some breaking news. LFR provided an update to a large house fire in central Lincoln overnight. Now come to your screen here and watch this video here with me. Flames shooting out of the roof on this home. Multiple states across the U.S., but in particular, Missouri and Kentucky rank as two of the highest states with positive flu tests. It's the owners barely making it out of their home alive. As you can see, everything here went up in a blaze. But not only did they lose their house, they lost dozens of animals. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson is joining us live here now after talking with the family at the farm today. Mackenzie? Fitness experts in Lincoln say while those drugs may help some, lasting changes still comes from the habits you can build and keep. And with some closures surrounding a fallen Ceresco police officer. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jake Homan. The Lincoln man convicted of killing Ceresco police officer Ross Bartlett, now spending more than 2 years in prison. But first, severe weather potentially on the horizon for tomorrow, and that's where we begin. Meteorologist Dominic Ferraro is in with that possibility. Dominic, what can you tell us? I want to say minus 30s.
That's absolutely right. The minus 30s. The record low is minus 33. That was set back on January 12th.
I think I'm 3 for 3, by the way, in this question. So,
are you really?
Yeah, I think so. Authorities are now looking into what happened as the district moves closer to a potentially costly vote that could impact families for years to come. All right, and welcome back to your Channel 8 News at midday. We now have Nadia from Capital Humane Society. Thank you for joining us, Nadia. But we also have a furry friend here with us.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little about her? Annual drive-through, reaching a record number, twice as much as last year, and those contributions handed over to the People's City Mission last night. All of these gray dots you see on this screen represent earthquakes dating back to as far as 1902 in the Cornhusker State. Now this orange one right down here, that's the one that happened today. Investigation underway in Adams County, according to the Nebraska State Patrol. Karen, before I let you go, I know this is such a difficult thing to talk about, but have you been able to get in touch with the family about this? The board today unanimously voted in favor of acquiring Nebraska medicine for $800 million. And now a measles case in Lancaster County is sparking concerns over Lincoln Nights. Tell you what, Dom, on that 10-day forecast, I'd love to know how many tea times being booked for that next week.
Channel 8's Jake Homan attended tonight's event honoring Teachins.
Tonight, a community in mourning and celebration of a fallen soldier's life that will never be forgotten, honoring him in a way that he would have loved. 42-year-old Noah Teachins, a Nebraska native, one of 6 U.S. Army soldiers killed during Operation Epic Fury, a group at Martial Arts International in Bellevue holding the vigil for Teachins Thursday on what would have been his 43rd birthday. In honor of his special day, they did 43 warm-ups, while also holding a candle-lit vigil.
This candle represents Mr. Noah's life. The candles you hold represents the lives you touch.
The mayor of Bellevue knows Teachins is looking on to this martial arts family.
They're hurting for their family, they're hurting for their friends, and they're praying for Noah's family and all of his friends.
As a community, they say they felt it was important to gather on a mat where he trained to honor his life, his character, and his lasting impact. Teachins spent a lot of his time in Taekwondo, becoming a black belt. But members of this martial arts family feel this kind of remembrance is exactly what Teachins would have wanted.
I was a fellow martial artist with him. I've known Noah for at least 5 years, and it's been my honor to train with him. He's just a special person, and he had a huge heart, and it shows in the huge gathering that we have here.
Mr. Noah, your watch on this mat is complete. We will carry the standard from here. Everybody, class dismissed. Awesome.
Now, those here tonight say they are extremely grateful for the prayers, the love, and the support surrounding Noah's family. There will be another community remembrance, much larger, planned at a later date. For now, reporting here in Bellevue, Jake Homan, Channel 8 News.
A great tribute to a great man. Thank you so much, Jake.
Rod, the Cornhuskers making history Friday, adding women's flag football. But with this new sport, it could be opening up the door for new stars to shine under the bright lights.
It's just small steps that lead to big steps and get that momentum going. And Nebraska just took that big step and a big swing to get that going.
Friday, the university adding women's flag football, the latest sport added to Nebraska's varsity level, the first since 2013. The announcement coincides with the NCAA's approval of women's flag football as an NCAA emerging sport for women. And the Big Red making a big statement, becoming not just the first school in the Big Ten, but the first in all Power 4 conferences. The addition of women's flag football gives the Huskers 25 intercollegiate programs, including 15 women's teams and 10 men's teams. Troy Hasselbrook, the leader of Millard United, a youth girls flag football league in Nebraska that ranges in ages from 3rd to 8th grade, says this is a major step for Nebraska and women's sports.
You know, for every girl, they've got to find their niche. And whether it's volleyball, whether it's softball, whether it's wrestling, there's a spot for everyone. This is just another opportunity, another tool in the toolbox for these girls to rise to the occasion and show what women's sports is all about.
But also says, as a father, this paves new paths for younger girls of today.
It's just a new step forward. And being a hashtag girl dad, my daughter's 13 and playing flag football, the opportunity that she's going to get is going to be outstanding.
Now, this is just the beginning of a lengthy process. The Huskers' inaugural season set to kick off in the spring of 2028. But for more on this, let's go have a chat with Rod Fowler. Follow me. All right, Rod,
Yes.
I made it. I want to get your thoughts on so. What do you think?
Well, my 2 cents, and that's probably what they're worth. As a father of 2 daughters, I think it's pretty cool. And to be, the first Power 4 team to do it, that's leading the way. That's the Nebraska way to do things. And if I understand this right, the first season will line up with flag football for the first time in the Olympics?
Exactly, Rod. It's a new era, of course, but before we wrap things up, some key things to note, which you were kind of mentioning. The season will run from January to May. It will last a minimum of 12 to 24 games maximum, but the university says they'll begin recruiting and building the team this spring, which will be including, of course, the head coach, which, fun fact, Troy Hasselbrook, who I spoke with, he says he put his name in the hat, so we'll see if it works out for him.
Doesn't surprise me. Something to look forward to. Thank you so much, Jake.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Team just heartbroken today to see this season end this way. A Huskers undefeated season comes to an end here in the Elite 8 regional final versus A&M. And frankly, I don't think there's enough words to put into what kind of season this Nebraska volleyball team had. And welcome into your Sports Zone live here from Pinnacle Bank Arena. Right now, Nebraska battling it out with Iowa for the regular season finale. What's going on? I come to you with great news. Your Nebraska Cornhuskers making history today, continuing this magical season on a high note, heading into the Big Ten tournament. But first, that final regular season matchup between Iowa happened today. Let's talk about it. Senior day for the Huskers. Sam Hoiberg's final go at PBA. Well, got up to a good start. The 3-ball, count it. He was one of 3 Huskers to get 15 points, which we'll get to later in this game. This one had some punches, though. The Huskers had a 4-point lead at the half, starting to pull away in the second, but some missed free throws down the stretch kept the door open for Iowa. They tied up with 2 to go. The Husker home crowd stunned. To overtime we go. Cale Jacobson, though, he turned into Steph Curry. At least that's what Rick Bass called him post-game. Jacobson knocking down 2 corner 3 balls. Both were to take the lead. He finished with 15 points on the day, a career high for him. Still some work left to do. Sammy, my boy, going coast to coast. The lay-in is good. Hoiberg fired up as he should be. Nebraska ends the game with a 9-0 run, outlasting Iowa in this one, 84-75. Their first win in a very, very long time. According to Sam Hoiberg, they were not going to let that one slip away.